inform our YouTube audience or whoever you're looking at it from that one thing I pride myself on with the Lily channel is to bring some exposure to really important causes and important people. And Katie Stelzner is the solid waste specialist for St. Louis Park. Did I say it correctly?
Yep. Yep, you
Oh,
got it.
thank goodness. And she'll give some insights in the next couple of minutes about what people are doing in St. Louis Park and maybe elsewhere to make our lives more sustainable and less garbagey.
Trash is the word I usually choose, but
Yeah, there we go. Yeah, and she and I met because I was trying to reduce my garbage load here, or trash load. And I got this fine bag. See, my husband and I are in a condo, and I do have a vermicomposting bin, meaning that worms eat our garbage. It's just that at some point you can only give them so much. And we do try to eat a lot of produce. Well, ever see one of these green bags? These are these bio bags. You fill them up and then you take them to, maybe Katie will tell you that.
yeah. Yeah, so if you live in St. Louis Park, you can either put them in your curbside organics container or bring them to one of our multifamily drop sites, which is what Lily was referring to. We have 11 drop sites throughout the city for our multifamily residents who live in condos or apartments to get rid of their food waste in place other than the trash. So it becomes a useful resource.
Oh, is it ever? And I think my worms are happy that I'm not stuffing them like crazy. Because they're like, we can only eat so much so fast.
Yeah.
But it's I was also wondering, you were telling me something about green champions, I think.
Recycling champions, yes.
Tell me about that.
Yeah, so that's a program we have here in the city for any resident who's interested in essentially learning more about the waste management system in Minnesota, and specifically in our city, to, yeah, get detailed information, ask questions. It's an hour-long class we hold once a year. And then when the residents have completed the class, they're considered recycling champions, and they work with me to work at events throughout most of the summer to help with
Oh,
waste reduction initiatives at like big public events like our city festival, 4th of July, the holiday train that's coming up here in December. So yeah.
oh, yeah. That
Mhm.
is a great way to even meet your neighbors and to just have someone else tell you the way how to do all of that is
Yeah.
yeah confusing.
Yes. Yes. Especially when we get people coming in from outside the city who don't necessarily understand what we're doing here in St. Louis Park, to
Mm.
try to recycle and compost as much as possible. So having those volunteers, recycling champions there to help educate is actually vital. And it makes my job a lot easier because I can't be everywhere all the time. So I very much appreciate it as well.
And it's funny because your background is not in biology, it's political science, isn't it?
Correct. Yeah. 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 After college, I joined AmeriCorps and got into the sustainability world that way. Realized it's what I really wanted to be doing. So,
I'm trying to remember what you did that was in the sustainability role at that time. Did I ask you that previously?
yeah. No, I was with the city of Big Lake. So I was working on a lot of sustainability initiatives up there. Beyond just solid waste, I was working in, oh gosh, we were planting trees. I started a winter farmers market. Yeah, just any kind of environmental initiative that the residents were interested in, I kind of took on.
That is so cool.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
And it's not an easy thing to do. I mean, I was working in the food industry for what, a year and a half, and depending on what the leadership is like, that'll also determine how much is recycled or how much is composted.
Yeah.
So if
Yep.
you're a business owner, take
Yes.
notes.
Yes. Especially with food waste. That's like our biggest issue. Well, in this metro, at least, with what's going in our trash, 40% of our trash is food waste, or yeah, food waste that could be put into the organics and composted. So,
Maybe they need a quick recap as to, so what if food wastes, I mean, or not waste, it gets chucked out. Well, it's not nice. I mean, doesn't it just decompose and it becomes soil and that's it?
oh, I wish no. So if food waste goes to a landfill, so if you put your food waste in the trash and ends up in a landfill, it's actually creating methane, which is a more potent greenhouse gas than carbon, actually. So it's contributing even significantly more to climate change. So just because Yeah, beyond just the environmental aspects of it, I mean, food is a resource, right? We don't want to waste
Right.
it. So if you have leftover food, we definitely would prefer that you put it in your organics bin so then it can be sent to a compost facility to become compost, which is a soil or a nutrient-rich soil amendment, which then helps food grow again. So really, we're trying to create a full circle lifespan when it comes to our food.
What you're probably all dying to know is what can you do if you don't live in a house that has a yard that you could make into a compost pile? Then what? What do you do with your food waste?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, yeah, and we've kind of talked about that a little bit for St. Louis Park residents. What we want them to do is either to sign up for a curbside organics collection program if they live in a house and don't want to compost in their backyard, or if they don't have access to that, or simply don't generate enough to do that, you can use our multifamily organics drop sites. And
Yeah.
we really have tried to make them as accessible as possible to people. So there's one in pretty much every neighborhood in the city. They're completely free to use. You just have to sign up for the program by contacting me. You get free compostable bags as part of it. And I'll send you educational reminders every once in a while. But yeah. And then, there are similar programs in other cities in the metro area, specifically in Hennepin County. There are a lot of drop-offs,
Oh, wow.
but the whole metro has a lot of them as well.
It's they look usually like this. I
Yeah.
feel like the flight attendant who tells you how to get your air. And then
Yeah. Yeah. We use bio bags here, but there are a lot of different brands.
oh yeah, this is not a brand specific video,
Yeah.
no promo
Yeah.
going on here. And then I ended up putting it in this kind of a pail, which isn't necessarily ideal because it's supposed to have, I think, a vent on top. But she tells you everything you need to know about it. It's just a matter of switching bags, not brands, bags.
Yes, yes, and remembering to separate out that food waste. And then you can also put things in there like paper towels, Kleenex. But yeah, mostly food products is what we're looking for.
Just imagine fewer trips to take out the trash. It's pretty awesome, I think. I mean,
Yes.
yeah, as long as you don't keep this, if you keep it dry enough, then it's not like it's gonna break on you.
No, they shouldn't break it. I mean, those last up to a year. They shouldn't break down on you unless you're pouring like hot liquids or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And I use the same bags at my own house. So trust me, I've experimented with them. And
Yeah,
they last.
they are nice and sturdy, and it's easy. You just throw them into the hauling box, and
Oh, and I
whoops,
lost
okay, that's
lights.
my spin. Well, we're gonna anyway say see you soon. So I appreciate you, Katie Stelzner and St. Louis Park, for having her get on this meeting with me. And we will see you soon. And please click the like button so that I can have more people come on here to educate you. And power to the green champions. Thank
Yes.
you.
Thanks, Lily.
Thanks,
Talk to
Katie.
you later.
Bye-bye.